on our settings page, we now have this new cleanup configuration page, this cute little trash can icon. And from here, we can either look at all of our components or all of our environments. And this is going to be every single component or environment on the server, so long as my user has the appropriate permission granted, which I'll show in a bit. So from here, we can sort based on the size of the versions. If you want to sort of target sort of your largest components first, we can see if they're inheriting from the system or not, both on this cleanup setting, as well as if we are, we sort of indicate that this is the system value that we're looking at, which is the default of -1, which means don't clean up. So we can see sort of all the pertinent cleanup settings. I can either change it for change cleanup settings for a specific component, like this JPETSTR application, where maybe we want to keep versions instead of for 2 weeks, let's keep them for 3 weeks. And then we can see that's updated immediately. We can also just say, well, maybe we don't want to specify cleanup settings on this specific component, and we just wanted to inherit it from the sort of global defaults. And we can change that back to inheriting from the system. We can manage multiple components at once. So I could just change all of my components right here and say, which will overwrite all of the existing cleanup configuration, which we warned you about. And say maybe we just want to keep everything for a very long time and store sort of every version we have, and then I can sort of change those in bulk. On the environment side of things, it's more of the same. However, there are a couple more settings for environments, because environments also have the ability to clean up application snapshots, where we will treat it the same as the version, which will retain a specific number of snapshots, or retain it for a specific number of days before we actually clean it up. So like components, I can modify these settings individually and change it and see it reflected, or I can modify them in bulk. Something interesting is that environment templates can specify cleanup settings. And so if an environment template that an environment is based off of has cleanup specified, when we edit it here, we actually show that, hey, this environment is based on a template. If you update it, all of the related environments based on this template will also be updated. So in this example, I have prod template 1, prod template 2, based on my prod template. And so I could actually change all of these values, and then we'll see that instead of on a single version, all of my environments inheriting from my template are now updated, which is sort of an easy way to sort of manage cleanup settings for sort of all things across your environment or your server, using templates as sort of a way to easily stamp out that configuration and modify it in a single place. So those are our cleanup settings. This feature really only changes how you sort of view and specify these cleanup settings. Our cleanup action itself is still specified on the system settings, where you can sort of change the system defaults, as well as sort of specify when cleanup actually kicks off.